Thanks for staying with us. We had to wrap up with our previous topic because we have a guest who is going to discuss our health. Today's our Healthy Tuesday. So we're moving on to hypertension and diabetes, often referred as silent killers. They are leading causes of morbidity and mortality worldwide, including Nigeria. These non-communicable diseases contribute to significant public health challenges, primarily because they often go undetected until complications arise. Joining us on the show is the Lagos State Special Advisor to the Governor on Health, Mrs. Kemi Ogunyemi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is not the right time for government officials to come because before you came, there was a lot of energy.
I heard it.
Against you people, you know. But let's start with hypertension and diabetes.
That we all have right now.
Yes, you do.
I don't have diabetes. I don't have hypertension.
So we just calm down.
All of us, our blood is rising.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Let you go ahead.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So basically what we're doing right now is an awareness. It's the National Governors Forum have thought it right through the Commissioners Forum that we have too many people just dropping dead. Young, vibrant.
Yes.
They're talking to you and the next thing they slump. And we found out that from our data that a lot of them had hypertension. So now there's a target of 10 million Nigerians across the nation will be checked. And so the theme is know your numbers. The numbers being your hypertension, your BP numbers, and whether you're diabetic or not. So know your numbers, control your numbers. So if you know your numbers, you know if something goes wrong as you regularly check, then you can do something about it by controlling it, whether be it medication, be it lifestyle. So, and that's the push for this awareness. And watching you all, both of you, these are the kind of things that raise it.
Part of the hypertension is the bad governance that's affecting us.
No. You're putting that under, yes, you're putting that under stress. So it can be one of the factors. So what is it about bad governance that has contributed to it? Are you talking about environment? Are you talking about lack of, yes, your bills, but it's not the government that is making up the bills. You've got to pay for everything you use, yeah? So I wouldn't, everybody, it's so easy to blame government. It's so easy to blame, and that's what, it is very easy. It is very easy to pay.
Don't let white, don't drag white. Don't against trouble.
Yes, I'm not going to drag it, but government is trying, and I'm going to talk about Lagos.
Yes, please.
So, because we're in Lagos. One of the things we've also found out in the cabinet is that we're not even telling people the things we're doing. People are not aware. And you're very right. People are talking about negative things. It's the negative things that make you run away. But what about the positive things? What are the positive? So people think, I don't have food on my table, it's the government. I don't have a job, it's the government. Yes, absolutely, government has a role because one of the priorities of government is to secure the people, ensure that they live in an environment that is conducive to living so that they can have a life, basically. But you can't, it's a two-way, yes, balance. Right. It's the same thing, you were talking about abroad and all that. They're also doing these hypertensive things. They're also pushing health. Right. But we're not going to come knocking on your door, which is almost what we're doing. Come and get your blood pressure checked. There's a responsibility. We do our part by providing the medication, by providing the hospitals, the caregivers. You have to come. You have to listen. That's why I'm here, about the awareness, about hypertension, about diabetes. So it's a two-way process.
So I wanted to ask a question about maybe the seasonal hypertension, where most times when some women naturally they don't have high blood pressure, but then when they're pregnant, it can trigger that and stuff. So how about if you're dealing with 10 million people, and by the time this person did their check, they weren't pregnant, and then it happened and stuff. What's the whole process? And in case you check and then they strike you off from the list of the people that are not hypertensive, and then something triggers it later.
Yeah.
What's the whole process?
So let's look at what are the causes of hypertension, because you just mentioned one that is probably transient. You can get pregnant and have high blood pressure. Once you have the baby and you're being looked after correctly, your blood pressure will come down. Your blood pressure went up when you were passionately talking about the last hot topics. But as you're sitting down now, I can tell you your blood pressure is going down. However, it should be going down. But unless you check to know whether you're hypertensive or diabetic. So what are the causes? So first, hereditary. If it runs in the family, you have a higher risk of being hypertensive as you get older. Age, the older you get, the chances, the risk of hypertension. If you're overweight, that's why you need to know your BMI to ensure that you're not overweight. Your lifestyle. Are you sedentary? You don't do any exercise? You just sit from here to here? Environmental factors as actually causes as well. But like you mentioned, pregnant women, it goes up, but it will come down. So those are the smoking, drinking, those are causes, risk factors of you being hypertensive. But once you get checked, which is the whole point of this awareness, know your numbers. Once you know your numbers, you check, everything's okay. It's not that you're not going to check a year later, because all sorts of things could have happened within that 1 year. So you check regularly. Anytime you go to the hospital, whether you have malaria or water, one of the first things they do is your vital signs. It's such a natural, and that's global. And one of the vital signs is your blood pressure. So it's just a matter of ensuring that, okay, I'm good. Same thing with diabetes. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know Nigerians are naturally resilient people. That's why people get away with a lot of things, because they know that they will survive. Nigerians will survive. But, you know, like you said, a lot of people have been slumping. Just sit and die, finish a performance and die, driving in traffic, and then somebody just goes. And I'm wondering, how do we get more people to know their numbers? Because it's a conversation that a lot of people don't even understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes when these people die and they take them to the hospital, they say died of hypertension. And this person, all his life, all her life, never checked, never bothered, never saw the signs. And he doesn't really give a sign. But how do we push this conversation to even people who feel they are not stressed? So it's easy for you to see us now raise our voices and feel we're stressed. There are people who are sitting down calmly, not stressed or not looking stressed, but they have hypertension that is not detected. How do we get more people to either get the machine at home to be able to check regularly or go to places where they can check? How do we get people more aware? And it's one of the things you're doing here, but
Exactly.
more.
So, like Mariah said, it's a silent killer. You don't know, it's not written on your forehead that you're hypertensive, and that is why you need to get checked. So we're trying to push that, go to the hospital and just get checked. So we're going through primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, schools, telling teachers, telling parents, get your blood pressure checked. Work, you know, even in the private sector, big companies, check. And people do a lot of medical outreaches. It's free. All you have to do is, you know, sit there, they check your blood pressure. It doesn't take more than 2 minutes max. You already know your numbers. You already know that number. So when you go to the hospital, make sure, you know, people, I don't know why health is something that people don't really take seriously. We're chasing money, we're chasing fame, we're chasing this. But guess what? It's not. If you drop dead, that's it.
They tell you that what you don't know doesn't hurt you. That's why I'd rather not know. But
But then that's the risk,
Yeah,
and it's a personal decision.
There's something I'd like you to speak to, because I was talking to somebody who was telling me categorically that the primary health centers in Lagos don't work and they don't function. And many of them are bad. I don't dilapidate, but none is working. Now, I didn't have the numbers. I couldn't defend it. I just kept saying, I seriously doubt that, because I know there's quite a bit of work that's being done to revamp the primary health center. So could you tell us, because if I am having health issues, I don't have a machine, and I know that there might be a primary health care center, but I have a mentality like, they don't have any equipment there. There's nothing there. Let me just manage myself.
Yeah.
Could you speak to those people maybe that have?
You know, and it speaks to what you're saying when people say negative things. Absolutely, you can have a bad experience anywhere. People complain, even in England and abroad. You can go to a hospital and they make errors there as well. They actually make errors, and then you complain, and they're fighting to be like the best, the best, the best. In Nigeria, in Lagos, primary healthcare centers are being revamped. And so one of the first things the governor did this a year ago was to ensure that the districts are divided into 6 and had a permanent secretary in each district heading it. Why? So that, because Lagos is large, overpopulated, densely populated, the smallest city. I mean, the stress on our resources, it's amazing. So what they've done is districts 1 to 6, each district headed by a primary health permanent secretary. They run their district, they get the data on what's going on, they look at all the primary healthcare centers, what am I missing, what do I need here? And so we're revamping all of them. We're building new ones. The 3 new big ones coming, the comprehensive centers. Obviously, we're even looking at how we're going to manage our resources in terms of human resources, where we're task shifting to ensure that certain blood pressure, you don't need the doctor to check your blood pressure. You don't even need a qualified nurse. You need, as long as somebody is there to check, and we have the equipment. So that's what we're doing in Lagos. All the primary healthcare centers, what do you need to ensure that we're giving the best to Nigerians? So they need to go. So when somebody has a bad experience, we also have HEFAMA and also Ministry of Health. If you have a bad experience, let us know about it. That's why the things like suggestion boxes are there, customer service. Let somebody know so that we can do something about it. Don't run away because somebody had a bad experience and said, oh, those primary health centers are bad.
Yes.
What makes them bad? Let us know, and then we'll change it. And that's our aim, basically.
Because, I know you're doing an awareness on hypertension, but because you are the special advisor to the governor on health, I think it's also appropriate for us to ask what you're doing concerning the topic we talked about earlier, the jackpot doctors. The hospitals don't have doctors. I mean, everybody's traveling abroad for greener pastures. What is your government doing to maybe bring back some who are abroad? Is there some kind of a system you're putting in place to attract doctors back, or to even retain those who are in Nigeria?
Absolutely. So let's start with the doctors who have gone and have come back, and quite a few are coming back, especially specialist doctors. We have a lot of general hospitals, private, public. A lot of them are coming, and Mr. Governor is encouraging them. How do we encourage them? First of all, they invite us actually to open the facility, whatever it is. And we go there. If Mr. Governor doesn't go, Commissioner may go, I may go, and we encourage them and we thank them for coming. So, and there's a PPP also, private-public partnership. Whatever they want to do, if it's to the interest of our people, we will do it. So, Mr. Governor, I'll tell you an example. We went to open a department in Lagoon Hospital. I was there, and we were talking to the doctor who was actually he wasn't actually present, so it was on Zoom. And the first thing Mr. Governor asked, what do you need? How can I help you to actually come back more often or settle? And he talked about the environment, equipment to work with. So if you go abroad and you're a specialist and you use certain equipment and then you come to Nigeria and you don't have it, it's going to affect your whole thing. And that's what he said. That's all I need. No, they're not really saying, give me a house, give me this. Obviously, we know all those things about electricity, generator. Those ones are, yes, they're there. They're things that we know. But what will make you come back? And believe you, I'm not just saying that because I'm on your program. I'm telling you that people are coming back and opening. The cancer center opened. A rehab center opened in Lekki for stroke patients. It's about the second one we have in the country. The cancer center is a huge Marcel Ruth Cancer Center.
From that side too.
No, I actually
Nigeria, we
in
trained
Nigeria.
Fashola was trained in Nigeria.
Who is we?
Fashola was trained 100% in
All the
Nigeria.
moral I want to say now, who is we?
Later answer.
So I've been in the health segment all my life. I went to School of Nursing UCH, Ibadan. Yes, and I worked as a family planner as well. I came to Lagos.
Education is bad.
And I went, yes, I did go abroad with my husband. I did, but listen. No, but I did not go because I wanted to jackpot. I went to improve myself.
Exactly.
After
And you
I
came back.
trained.
Yes.
And obviously, even when we're there, oh, where did you train? Where did you train? Nigeria. I never sold Nigeria short at any time.
Okay.
I am a Nigerian all the way. So when people see people like us, they see people like us, they feel, oh, okay, Nigeria, they have people like you. So I went, and then we came back. Yes, and my coming back was like, I want to do what I saw, what I learned.
Sorry, ma. Did they give you a house? Did they give you a car? Did they give you when you came back to Nigeria?
I didn't get
love that you
anything.
came back.
I did.
Many people will still come back.
And they're still coming back. I got
will
a
come back.
message from a nurse. I
Allow
kid
them
you
go
not, it's
first.
on my phone. Ma, I'm thinking of coming back. Where can you direct me?
They will come.
Simple. She's ready. Because
stop them
guess
from
what?
going.
The countries where people are running to, right? Their people are also moving.
Yeah.
So in the UK, people are going to Australia because they'll tell you they want a better life. And you're thinking, my people are coming to you.
Right.
What's better life?
different
And
lives.
people,
Doctor-
Nigerians are struggling even in the UK.
Struggle everywhere.
I like that you said some people are coming back. Our argument is, Yes, let them come back, but government should provide an enabling environment. She can
I
If
totally
government provide an enemy environment for you,
Many people will be
I'm
like,
asking you now.
But because things are what it is now, you're telling me what is the government doing. So let's go
Yes,
back
what's
to
going- what's the government
Mr.
doing
Someone. So for
to
example,
retain?
in Lagos State, I had the medical students in last week invited me just for a sit down on, and I asked them, how many of you are planning on going abroad?
All of them.
Not all of them, maybe about half said they were planning on going abroad. And it's not based on them working as doctors yet. It's based on what they've heard and seen people going. So perception is huge. If their seniors are telling them, this country is so bad, this state is so bad, whatever, they say, oh, when I finish, I better
Plan.
zoom. But they're going to do their house job and they're going to do their NYSC before they go anywhere, and then they can make up their minds. So what are we doing as a government, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu? So for example, we're setting up a new university of medical and health sciences in Lagos, where we're going to increase the number of trained medical students, nurses, pharmacists, med lab scientists, so that we can, at least, if you're only training like 200 and half go, by the time you're training 1,000, you retain more. And that's one of our issues. We weren't training enough people. And we're going to think outside the box in terms of how you're going to train them, in terms of there are lots of Nigerians who are actually prepared to help train our students here. And you can do that through education.
Yeah.
They don't have to actually leave
Yeah.
their country. So they're giving back where they are. But guess what? We're gaining. It's like almost like brain gain. Instead of saying brain drain, brain gain.
We're gaining
So
as well.
this hypertensive thing that we're doing, going back to why I'm really, really here, before you push me to your hot topics. So going back to that, they're doing it abroad as well, because it's the same hypertension. Hypertension in Nigeria is not different from hypertension in the UK and the US. They also have stress. People are smoking. People are not looking after themselves and all that. But we're doing exactly the same thing. And we have to look at what suits us in Nigeria. And you're right. America didn't just become America like that. Our forefathers, even from Africa, grew America.
Tell them.
They grew America. America did not. We need to grow our own. So the more people come out, let us. I think what former governor was talking about is that if you really want to lead in terms of, if you want to be part and parcel and whatever, let's start. Let's struggle together, raise it up. Let's obey rules. We have laws. If you know how many times I'm in the car, somebody is, I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish I had some policemen to be with me to go and stop them, make a U-turn, because they're taking one way. That is not government. That is not government.
They see government take one way.
Leadership by example.
In
I was on third mainland. I keep on saying it. I was
Any
on third
president.
mainland. The speed limit is 80. I don't know if the,
Yes.
the Senate president was inside, but his convoy
Yeah.
was driving. And they were driving, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
120 was the least. Probably more.
Yeah.
They nearly threw me into the ocean. And
Right.
it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Going on.
Now you are a leader.
Yeah.
It's leadership by example.
Did you report it? Were you able? Do you have an avenue where you know that?
This is the avenue I have.
This is
I
the
tell you,
avenue.
and I can tell about it.
No, it's nice
We have to-
because those are the kind of things that we
have to wrap up.
We
I have
see,
so
but
many
yeah.
messages here, but I think we unfortunately don't have enough time.
Yeah, we
Let me
sent it
take
on.
Dr. Greg. He said, let your team know that Nigerian dream begins with respect for constituted authorities,
Yeah.
recognizing moderation when need arises. Everybody speaks at the same time. Okay, that's a different conversation. But I think really, I'm happy with what your government is doing for health and inviting Nigerians who are living abroad to come back. That for me is crucial. I've always been one advocate to ensure that let us just invite them back, but don't stop them from going because they need the expertise, they need the experience. But you came back. Like
come
me,
back.
I
You can
voluntarily
go.
came back
Yeah, you
because we
can't
want to
stop
be part of
people
the
from
system.
going.
So
You can't stop
I
people
think
from going. Go get the experience and come back and let's build
And I-
this Nigeria for our future.
that
Parents
is
too,
all
we
we
should
can
try and
take
Convince our kids to
on
come back.
social.
Yes, absolutely.
tell your children to come back.
Absolutely.
Go and teach
Get
them
your
that
blood
brand.
pressure checked. Know your numbers. Control your numbers. Keep yourself safe. It's not all about. It's about staying
Okay.
alive.
Have a great day.
Yes,
See you
thank you.
tomorrow. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now. Run out of time.